Hi again, Doug here from X-Frames FPV, and today, well, we've got kind of what's coming up on the channel here. You know, guys, I've been out of it for a little bit. First of all, I had to move the shop completely around. That has taken way more time than I expected to take because I really wanted it to be done right. And then secondly, just have been really busy with all the builds and life and everything. So I apologize that there has not been hardly anything on my channel. But rather than doing a mailbox, this is not really a mailbox. This is more kind of what is coming up on the channel. So I just decided to put the stuff on here, and these are some of the reviews I'm going to be doing. Now, some of the stuff we got in, this was for our club. My son has a high school drone club that we're starting, and some of this these are supplies for that, like these two radios, the new, well, it's not brand new, but it's fairly new, the new Q X7 from Taranis, and then this DX6e has been around for a while, but both budget-minded. DX6e is about $150, and depending on where you get the Q or the X7, they're around $105 to $125. So those are going into the club, and a couple other things. But let's get right to what we have here. Let's start with the Q X7. For some reason, I always want to call this a Q7, but so we'll be doing a more in-depth review on this. You know, my first initial impressions are pretty favorable. The gimbals feel fairly good. You know, you do have to, these are shipped so that they don't have to ship mode 1 or mode 2. It's a real simple process to open up the back and switch to whatever mode you're going to be running. As you can see, we run mode 2, and the throttle is coming back to center, which is not something we would normally have. So that's a really easy, not even a fix, but something that they expect that you have to do from the factory. But it feels really good. I really love the rubber on the back. I fly Taranis, and right off the bat, it kind of feels better in my hand. So we'll just kind of see how what ultimately ends up happening with that. But that is going into the club. The next one is the DX6e from Spektrum. We do have, my son flies a DX6, and I like the DX6 much better. I think it feels better. I think the gimbals feel better. Maybe it's because the gimbals are a little bit more in. I don't know what it is, but I do know this feels cheaper in the hands. It doesn't have the rubber in the back like the DX6 does, but this is $50 less. So, you know, it's when we're trying to spend as least, you know, as we can on the club, then, you know, at $50 does come into consideration. I do like how you can manipulate the antenna. I don't know overall over time if that's going to kind of get cumbersome and be frustrating. Like on the X7, I do not like that you have to push and hold the button to shut it off, because, you know, we're just used to being able to pop it off and throw it back on the bench when we're done with it, and we can no longer do that. So speaking of Taranis, and these are for the X9D. So the standard Taranis, these are the Hall 9 gimbals, and you've seen these on Joshua Bardwell's site and quite a few different web YouTube reviewers. Can you guys tell that I'm really not on my game today? It's been a while since I've done a video, but these feel absolutely fantastic gimbals. They're $40 for a set to put in your X9, and so I'm going to be installing these into a customer's. Actually, Jason from Texas is getting those. Let's go next to, these are the new Foxeer. These are the Monster V3, so V2. So they came out with the new Foxeer Aero V3 and the Monster V2. Now the difference is the Monster having 16:9, and this has a metal case and supposed to have improved optics, so we'll be doing some testing on that. I'm excited to get those into a couple of birds and having some fun flying them. This is the cheapest and probably most exciting thing on the bench. This is from Ready Made RC, and this is their solution for charging tiny whoop and power whoop. In other words, a JST PH 2.0. This is a 1.0. That's 2.0. It's bigger and allows it just flies better because you're not bottlenecking with the plug. This is the best solution that I've seen for charging so far. You can buy an adapter, plug it into the wall with an XT60 plug, or just plug it into a 3 or 4 cell, and you switch that on the bottom. One of the things that I absolutely love about this is I have a few 5200 4S's lying around, and at some point I'm going to see how many of these I can charge, because I charged and charged and charged one day, and it just really didn't come down but like maybe 1 point. So really a great solution for out in the field. This is the standard version. They have the HV version as well. Next, let's go to, this is the Spedix 4-in-1. This is their 30 amp version, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Really well laid out, and looks like they've kind of stepped it up as far as components and just how clean everything is. So I'm excited to get this in one. This is going to go in the club was donated from the guys over at Neato, a Talon frame, and so this is going to go in that. It's a perfect opportunity to use that. Speaking of 4-in-1s, there's a lot of stuff on this table. This is the somewhat new DYS 4-in-1. This is a 20 amp version, and these are great. I've already put these in service in a couple of builds. This is the new F4 from DYS, and the cool thing is if you want, now this can be an all-in-one. If you want, if you're not going to use a PDB, you can use this because it does have voltage regulators. But the cool thing is the ability here is to mate these up together, and there's your connection going from the VTX, or sorry, not the VTX, but the receiver. Wow, not the receiver either. I'm telling you guys, I'm so out of it today. But the 4-in-1 ESC to the F4 flight controller. So it makes it really a clean setup. So I love that about that. Let's move on here. This one is an interesting one that I'm really excited to build for Jason out there in Texas. This is from Hyperlite. Now, this was kind of a beta run that they did, so they're not available right now. They're kind of, a few people were had the opportunity to buy them. They went out of stock instantly. He had 100 sets, and to kind of test them and to see what needs to be changed. Super small profile. This is a little 5-inch. Actually, it doesn't look like a 5-inch, but it is. Got these really small arms. My son said they look kind of like guitars, which I guess they do. Super light. A lot of guys are all up minus batteries hitting 170 grams, so that's a really light build. Some guys are using the 1407s, and some guys are using some different things. This is a 5-inch. I'm going to use, Surge is going to be coming out with some different KVs in the 1407, so those are going to go on here. This is also for Jason in Texas. Let's see, another thing that was sent to me. This is from AKK, and these are just pretty standard receivers, but I've used, and cameras, and I believe primarily they sell on Amazon. When I do a full review, I will kind of give all the information on them. But I was pleasantly surprised and pleased with how well these are built. I did try them out just initially, and they worked really well. This is a switchable here all the way from 25 to 600 milliwatt, and this is just a standard, just throwing out 600 milliwatts, and this is a standard CCD camera. So it doesn't have OSD, but this is a really good solution for people that don't need OSD or have OSD from, like, for instance, the Betaflight F4 board has OSD built into it. So, and I was not showing you the F4 board, I was showing you the 4-in-1 ESC. So this has Betaflight built into it, so this camera would work really well there. So we're going to do a little bit of side-by-side comparisons on these AKK receivers and cameras, just to kind of see, because they are a little less money than the standard Foxeer or Runcam and that kind of thing. Lastly, I think here, this is the Neato Pipsqueek, and can you tell why they've called it that? The thing is tiny and fits within my hand here, and meant to swing a 2 or 2.5 inch prop. And it does come with prop guards if you want to run prop guards on it. We will not be running prop guards on it. And this is going to be going to Eben here in California. We're going to build this up with some Roto X 1105 motors and some really Pico flight controller and some different things. So this is going to be a fun one to fly and get out there. So basically, that's it, guys. These are things that are going to be coming up on the channel. As far as full reviews, I'm going to do a full review on the X7. I'm going to do a full review on the new Foxeer V2, Aero V2s and or V3s and Monster V2s. I'm going to do a review on those. I'll do a review on the DYS F4 and all-in-one, and then also their 4-in-1 ESC. I'll be doing a review on those. And then the AKK, those will all get full reviews, and then of course be doing a build on the Floss. So that's what's coming up on the channel, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I know it's been a while, and I have content that I still need to edit, and I'll get that out, but I'm going to get this out right away. Today is what is today? Today is Wednesday, so we're going to get this posted today. I'm putting that out there. So if I posted it later than Wednesday, you can get on me, because that's my goal today with this one, is get it's recorded now and get it edited and get it out to you guys. So I appreciate you as always, guys. Stick with it, and hope you guys are enjoying this hobby. I tell you, I just absolutely am having so much fun with all the new stuff that's coming out. I've had some guys request to get kind of a tour of my little workshop here, and so we'll do that at some point. It's not a big deal, but once I get everything where it should be, then that's when I'll be willing to do a tour or show you what it looks like. So thanks again, guys. Have a great day, and check out my website, xframesfpv.com. Hope you have some time to fly.